Okay, let's install Python in Pygame, and for that we just bring up a browser of your choice, and then go to python.org. So, and that brings us to the Python homepage, and you can learn a lot about Python just from there, but we're just going to head straight to the download section, and it should detect your operating system, and in this case tells us download it for Windows latest version, in this case 3.8.4. If you do have a Mac, you can skip this video and we're gonna install it. I'm gonna show you how to install this on the Mac in the next video. This is not that much different. There's just a slight difference in how we have to install Pygame. So let's go ahead, however, and download this. And once this is downloaded, we can execute it and then just stick with the defaults and say install now, and just go ahead and say yes to everything. As I said, it's not very big. Python's a wonderful language, but it's definitely not a large system. And once everything is done installing, then setup was successful. We can close the browser, and let's give this a test drive in terms of the development environment, which is called idle. So when we open up the program menu here and scroll down to Python, we will then see here we got a couple of options, and the one that we have here that we want to start is idle, which is the integrated development and learning environment for Python. So we click on this and we will get the idle environment. And so we are right now in Python. Just one more check. I always like to show this off. There's a little Easter egg in Python. So when we actually type and import a module called anti-gravity, then Python will happily do this and open up a webcomic from Randall Munro XKCD about Python. So and from that, however, we know that Python is installed correctly and works correctly on the operating system. So what's left now is to actually install Pygame, because right now when I type import Pygame, it says I don't know that module because we haven't installed it yet. Well, Python comes with its own packaging system, and there's a program there called pip that allows us to install packages very comfortably. Okay, now let's install Pygame, and so that is done by opening up a command line. So we'll just type a command here, and we'll get the command prompt, and I hit enter here. I'll open the command prompt, and now I can type in the commands to install Pygame. Let's first check that we have the right Python version. So we start Python here with that very short command py, and then I enter a space and then 2 dashes -- version, and what should come back is the latest version that we just installed, 3.8.4. If you do see another version here like Python 2, make sure that you uninstall Python 2 first, because obviously it's been on your system. Python 3 and 2 can coexist, but Python 2 by now is really obsolete, and it's actually not compatible with Python 3. So make sure that we have Python 3 installed. Okay, now Python comes with its own package management system that allows us to very easily install third-party packages hosted on a package index. So, and the program is called pip, and it's written in Python itself. So we start Python and then tell it to start module pip, and then we want to install this or update this, which is what the -u does. So that would give us the latest and greatest if you already had Python 3 installed. And then we use quotes here, and then say Pygame, but we want a version that is greater than 2.0.0 dash dev 10, which is the latest as of today. So, but this ensures that you'll always get the latest version. So the reason why we have to use Pygame 2 is really that Pygame 1.9 is still the official version, has been for a long time though, and that version cannot handle high DPI, high resolution screens very well. So if you have a MacBook or a Windows computer with a very high resolution screen, Pygame may not like it. So, and they've fixed that in Pygame 2, and it's very mature to by now. So you shouldn't have any problems running a development problem. Certainly not for what we're doing with Pong. So we do this, and then we'll tell this also we want to install this as a regular user, so that we don't have to invoke administration rights. And so when I hit return, it actually goes to the package index and downloads Pygame. And as you can see, again, not very big. This is finished. And now when we bring up idle again, so let's close the command line and bring up idle. So going back to Python 3.8 and then say go to idle again, and now when I type import Pygame, then it should actually give us a little message that what the current version is, and that's it. So obviously Pygame has been successfully installed, and we are ready to rock and roll. So that's that. Next video, if you have a Windows computer and this is relevant for you, you can skip, because that's the same installation instructions, slightly different for macOS. And then we'll get going and start writing our game.